It's gonna be real good. What the Lord is doing now. It's gonna be real good. I can see it. I can see it. You've been crying way too long. God's about to blow your mind. It's gonna be real good. I can see it. I can see it. 'Cause it's here now. Heaven is open. It's here now. Miracles falling, receive it. This is the season of rain. It's gonna be real good. Yeah, what the Lord is doing now. It's gonna be real good. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. You've been crying. Way too long. God's about to blow your mind. It's about to blow your mind. It's gonna be real good. It's gonna be real good. I can see it. I can see it. 'Cause it's here now. Heaven is open, it's here now. Miracles falling, receive it. This is the season of rain. Hey, hey, it's here. It's here. Heaven is open, it's here.
Hello. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Resilience Talks, a live series featuring you. And so what does that mean? That means that we are all here. We all talk to each other. We all join in with each other. We all encourage, motivate, and help each other heal, right? For those of you who are newcomers, I want to say welcome in. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here with us tonight with this beautiful community of people. And for those of you who are always here, thank y'all for always coming back. Thank y'all for always being an encouragement to me and being an encouragement to the other people that's on this chat. I can't tell you how many times something that you have said has significantly impacted others. So thank you guys for being here. We're going to get right into it tonight. Before I start, can everyone hear me and see me? I just want to be sure. Can everyone hear me and see me? Let me know in the chat, y'all. Let me know in the chat. Okay, cool. Amazing. Wonderful. All right. So as we always do in resilience fashion, let's go our roll call. Let's get into it. Hi, Drea. Hi, Padre. Hey, Tamara girl. Hi, Miss Rhonda. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. For those of you who are in the background, hello to you as well. I know that there are some of you who may not be able to comment or may not be able to write in the chat, but I want to say welcome to you all as well. Thank you for being here once again. And we are going to jump right into our icebreaker tonight, y'all. We're going to jump right into it. So, question for you all to answer. What is something you used to pray for that you're living in today? Hi, Layla. Oh my gosh. Hi, Layla. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome in. That's my little sister, guys. Layla, hey, girl. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. All right, y'all. So, what is something you used to pray for that you're living in today? So, currently, you are living in this blessing that God has given you. You are living in this opportunity. And again, I'm checking the chat, so I see the comments. Feel free to jump in and comment wherever you feel led to. Feel free to share as much as you want or as little as you want. At the end of the day, this experience is about each and every one of us. It's a healing space for each and every one of us. So feel free to come and share wherever you feel necessary or wherever you feel led to. So I'll start with something that I used to pray for that I'm currently living in today. There's so many things. One of the biggest things is my confidence, right? My confidence in myself. You guys don't know how much I used to beat myself down about every little thing, thinking that I was just so incapable of doing anything or incapable of doing things right. And so I would beat myself down. So any little error, even when I didn't make a mistake, right? Even when I didn't make a mistake, I still felt the need to beat myself up about it, right? I still found some little quirk or something to make me feel like, oh no, you didn't do that right, or oh no, it wasn't perfect, it could have been better, and so I'm really grateful for the confidence and the self-assuredness that I have in myself now. I don't have all those thoughts of, oh, what if I'm not smart enough, what if I'm not good enough, what if I'm not like what if I'm not intelligent enough, what if I'm not qualified enough. I don't have those thoughts anymore because I have this new confidence in myself. And I see y'all writing in the comment, Drea, my business, period. Drea has a hair business. She sells raw bundles. It's Raw Cabello on Instagram. Follow her. Potty said bonding with my kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will say that it's been great bonding with you. I'm happy that I'm closer now to you and my family. So I have the opportunity to bond a lot more and be with my family a lot more. So that's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Anyone else before we jump right into our lesson tonight? I want to make sure that if you want to comment, please feel free to do so. Let's see. Living in acceptance. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, girly pop. Hi, sissy. Living in acceptance. Yeah. And sometimes that's hard, right? Because you don't want to believe what you see. You don't want to believe what you're experiencing. You don't want to believe what you're hearing, right? You don't want to believe it. But at some point, you have to come to terms with where you are so that you can move forward in your life. So, yes, yes. Yes, it's a beautiful thing when your eyes are open, right? It's a beautiful thing when the clouds part from your eyes and you can really see things for what they are. Absolutely. All right, y'all. So feel free to keep commenting. I will read the chat every now and again while I'm talking, while I'm, encouraging you guys and also encouraging myself, because that's what this is for. Honestly, a lot of the times when I'm talking, I am encouraging Octavia, okay? I'm encouraging Octavia because listen, I'm human just like the rest of y'all, and I'm going through stuff just like everybody else. I have I have a beautiful opportunity to be up here and kind of guide the conversations, but really and truly, all of this is for me too, right? We're all going through life together. So tonight we're going to talk about different doesn't mean delayed, right? Different doesn't mean delayed, and it also doesn't mean denied. Okay, so I have a question for you guys. Have you ever looked at someone else's life and thought, why is it happening for them, but not happening for me? And you can say me in the comments if it's you. Have you ever looked at someone else's life and thought, why or how come it's happening for them, but it's not happening for me? You can write me in the comments if you like. I know that it's been me. It's been me several times in my life. It's been me, right? Um, yeah, I see y'all. Yeah, I see y'all. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's definitely been me. One of the quickest ways that we discourage ourselves is when we compare our journeys to other people's journeys, right? We compare our healing, we compare our success, we compare our even our relationships, right? Oh, they look like they're so in love, and oh my gosh, I want my relationship to be like that too. Like they're just so lovey-dovey, right? We compare our timelines, we compare our growth and our progress, right? And before we actually know it, we're questioning progress that we were actually celebrating and once proud of because we started comparing ourselves to other people, right? Have you ever been there? Because I know I've definitely been there where I've looked at other people's blessings and other people's journeys and other people's growth and other people's elevations. And I thought, dang, like what about me? Like, God, what's up? Like, what I gotta do, God? What I gotta do? But here's the thing. What if healing was never actually meant to look the same? Right? What if different doesn't necessarily mean delayed? What if different doesn't necessarily mean denied? Right? I want to bring us to our first point. The first thing is that a lot of times we compare the things that we can see, right? We compare the things that we can see. So what does that mean, right? I just mentioned that we compare our marriages for those of us who are married. We compare our relationships. We compare our businesses, right? Even our businesses, the growth of our businesses to other people's businesses, especially when they're in the same field, right? Especially when they're in the same field, especially when it seems like you might be in the same age category or you may have started at the same time. We compare people's promotions. Again, especially when we've started at the same time or around the same time, or we're similar or compatible in some way, we compare our weight loss, we compare our platforms. Those are the things that we can actually see, right? We can see that, especially on social media, it's everywhere. People are always posting their successes and their growth and their achievements and their goals and how they've accomplished all these things, how they overcome all these things. So it's so easy to compare our journey. But here's the thing, we don't always see the background, right? We see the highlights, but we don't always see the background of what people have to go through in order to get where they are. We don't see the grief, right? We don't see the therapy. We don't see the sacrifices that they've made to get to where they are. We don't see the failures. We don't see their waiting seasons, right? We don't see these things. We don't see all the tears they've cried at night over their business, over their marriage, over their success, over their promotions. We don't see the hours that they put in, right? We don't see all their effort. And so while it's easy to judge the outside, right, the things that's right in our faces and compare it, you don't know what they had to do to get to where they are, right? We don't know. And a lot of times we compare our behind the scenes moments to someone else's highlight reels. And that's why we always say envy is a monster. Being envious is a monster, right? It does nothing to help us because you're comparing your day one to someone's day 100, right? A lot of times we don't even compare in a balanced way, right? We don't even compare in a balanced way. We'll compare our day one. We just started our business, right? We just started our business a week ago, and we're comparing our business to someone who's been doing it for 10 plus years, right? A lot of times we compare to the things that we can actually see, and we forget about, well, what's going on in the background. If you think about all the things that you've had to overcome in order to be able to post those successes and those achievements on social media, right? You listen, nobody would know. You would give yourself more grace and you would give yourself more accolades, right? Because at the end of the day, there was so much more behind that one accomplishment that you had, right? There was so much more. There was tears that you cried, there was sleepless nights, there was worrying, there was stress, right? I think about when I'm like planning an event or something. It's like you guys see the full event, right? You see the magnitude of the event and the success of it because that's what I'm posting, but you don't see how I'm freaking out trying to figure out, okay, well, who's going to be the photographer and should I get a DJ or should I do this? You guys don't see that, right? So behind the scenes, there's a lot that people are sacrificing that we don't know about. So we can't compare, right? We cannot compare our season, our healing, our growth, our success to somebody else's. And I want to remind you, right? I want to remind you that every season looks different for everyone. Healing looks different for everyone. Every season looks different for everyone, right? I think about flowers, right? Every flower doesn't bloom at the same time, and every flower doesn't bloom in the same season, right? Some flower takes weeks to bloom. Some flowers only bloom in the summer. Some flowers or even vegetations will bloom in the wintertime, right? So we can't compare our healing to somebody else's. And guess what? None of those phases are wrong. Because you may elevate in June doesn't mean that I'm wrong for elevating in August, right? Our seasons will look different and none of them are wrong. So, why do we always compare and expect that it's going to look the same way? Right? And listen, my last point is that healing is never linear, right? It's never linear. You may have a good week where you're like, oh my gosh, I got so much done. I was productive. I did this, I did that, and I accomplished this. And then you may have weeks where you don't do a single thing, right? Where it seems like everything is going absolutely insane, where you can't focus, you can't do anything. But guess what? That doesn't mean that it's a setback, or it doesn't mean that you're not still making progress, right? It means that you're still healing and you're still growing. So when you're on this journey to becoming the best version of yourselves, understand that you're going to have days where it's like, oh, I'm killing it, right? I'm doing the damn thing. But there are also going to be days where it's like, yeah, it was a rough one. It was a rough one because guess what? Healing looks like setbacks. Healing looks like breakthroughs. Healing looks like hard days, right? All of these things mixed in one make up healing. And a hard day doesn't erase all the things that you've done already, right? A hard day does not erase all the things that you've already done already. If I think about it, if I compare my timeline to somebody else's timeline, I have a million reasons to feel like I was behind or to feel like I was not worthy or to feel like I was missing out. While everybody else was, in relationships, planning where they're going to go to college and finishing up high school, I was in the hospital. While everyone was figuring things out and, partying and stuff, I was in the hospital dealing with heart failure, dealing with a coma, dealing with grief, right? Of who I thought I was supposed to be, dealing with loss and dealing with setbacks, learning how to walk again. In my mind, if I had compared myself to everybody else, all the people my age, baby, I would be depressed, okay? And it's the same thing for you. If you compare yourself to other people, you will discourage yourself so much because you're comparing where you cannot compare. Your uniqueness cannot be compared to somebody else's uniqueness, and your growth cannot be compared to somebody else's growth. There were seasons of my life when it didn't even look like nothing I would ever imagine. But when I look back on it, I realized that God wasn't making me late. He was just preparing me, right? He was just making me ready to become the person that I'm supposed to be, right? Again, the woman who hosted Becoming Her, the woman who sits in front of you doing resilience talks, she wasn't delayed. Neither was she denied. She was just different, right? She was just developing. Her growth just looked a little different. And so I encourage you all that when you're going through your journey, and it's so easy to compare, right? So easy to compare, to contrast all of these different things. But I encourage you, right? Yeah, Drea, comparison is a thief of joy. Absolutely. When you're going through life, listen, your relationship with your kids may not look the same as somebody else's relationship with their kids. Your relationship with your family may not look the same way as somebody else's relationship with their family. Your business and the growth of your business may not look like what it looks like for everybody else. Your promotion, and when you get your promotion, it may not look the same as everybody else. And that's okay, because none of it is wrong. God is not delaying you, He's developing you. And a lot of times that comes in time. And so you have to really, really understand that. And when you compare yourself, you really deprive yourself of joy. And not just joy, you deprive yourself of progress. Because when you start comparing yourself, then you get discouraged and then you don't want to do it anymore. We talked about this last week, how consistency is what brings results. Doing the same thing, right? Doing those things over and over again to produce the results. Like when we go to the gym, we're not going to see results on day one. It's a fact, right? We all know this. But if we keep working at it, eventually we'll start to see progress. So understand that the work is working, but you can't compare your day one to someone's day 365, right? They may have been doing it a lot longer than you. But also, you don't know what they had to go through in the background to get to where they are. So be careful about wishing you had what somebody else had. I know a lot of us do that. Oh, I wish I had more money. Yeah, you wish you had more money, but guess what? With more money comes more problems. It's like, be careful what you wish for on this journey to becoming. Be careful what you're asking for. And when you ask for these things, also ask God to make you ready to receive it. Because the worst thing we could ever do is ask God to give us something and we're not prepared for it. Because then we mishandle it, we drop it, we lose it, we give it away, we don't use it to the fullest capacity, right? So when we're going through our healing journey and we're asking God for all these things, I always pray, God, also make me ready for it. Make me ready to receive it. Because it's easy for me to sit and compare, like, dang, I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be on stages. I want to talk to all the crowds. I want to do all these things, right? But God, make me ready for that. Because guess what? That type of exposure brings other things too, right? It brings other things too. Now I have to deal with different types of people, right? God, bring me these opportunities where I'm in rooms where people have, money, or people have access, people have power and authority. Connect me with these types of people. Yes, that's a great prayer, but also pray that God makes you ready to receive it. So again, when you're on this journey, don't compare yourself, right? Because you'll rob yourself. Stop comparing. Stop looking on social media at, oh, she got this or he got that, and I want that. You are uniquely you, and God is developing you. Not Tom, not Sally, not Susan. We're focusing on ourselves. This entire season, this year has been about prioritizing ourselves. And part of that is pushing the focus back to us, not on everybody else, but pushing it back to us. So prioritize you. So again, I tell you that everything doesn't mean, just because you're going through something doesn't mean that you're delayed. It doesn't mean that you're denied. What it means is that you're different and that you're developing. So keep developing, keep going on your journey, and do it well, right? Do it well, because in the end, you'll see the growth. And I'm sure you're already seeing the growth. Like I told y'all last week, the work is working. So keep working. All right, y'all. I love y'all. We will be back here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. ET. Please invite a friend. When I post a flyer, please repost the flyers on your social media accounts. Send a text to someone and say, hey, like, if you need some encouragement, why don't you join this live? We talk to each other, we encourage each other, we motivate each other. So please feel free, share with your coworkers, share with your friends, share with the internet, right? We want to build this community, and I'm so grateful again to have each and every one of you. Thank you, Drea. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Padre. Thank you, Ms. Rhonda. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, Marvin. I know you're on. Thank you, everyone who is in this chat tonight. And I hope to see you guys next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Listen, it's only going to get better. The conversations are only going to get better. And guess what? I have a few surprises for y'all, but I won't mention them now. In due time. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see y'all very, very soon.